Good. Okay, good afternoon everyone. To get started, good afternoon fellow Toastmaster and dear guest. My name is Nitin Maheshwari and I will be the Sergeant at Arms for today's meeting. I welcome you all to the meeting number 874 of Medley Toastmaster Club. Before starting the meeting, I would like to mention 3 ground rules that we follow in our Toastmaster meeting. First, as Toastmaster, we don't talk about sex, religion and politics, so please refrain from discussing these topics. Please turn off or put on flight mode your mobile. I'll give you a couple of seconds to quickly do that. Please do not cross talk. With that, I'll quickly mention the mission of our Toastmaster Club is to provide a supportive and positive learning experience in which members are empowered to develop communication and leadership skills, resulting in greater self-confidence and personal growth. With this, I hand over the stage to Presiding Officer and requesting you all to please join me welcoming Toastmaster Jaishri.
Thank you, Sergeant at Arms, for setting up the ground rules. A warm welcome to all the members present over here. With the sound of this gavel, let me open Medley meeting 2074. I'd like to extend my welcome to the dignitaries present here. Past President of Medley and the past District PR Manager, Distinguished Toastmaster Thomas Lee. The immediate past President of Medley, Toastmaster Bharat. I'd like to welcome all the senior members, the fellow members, dear guests to today's meeting. If there are any guests in this meeting, maybe you can introduce yourself. I know this is the fifth time she's coming. Guest Abhinya can come from here.
Hello everyone, I'm Abhinya and this is my 5th time being here. I've always been interested in public speaking and I've also been interested in the Toastmasters Club. So this is like an opportunity for me to learn and I'm really enjoying this so far. Hopefully I become a member soon.
Sure. Soon to be a member, right? Enjoy. Today is a special meeting, especially for Toastmasters and for Toastmasters fraternity in Tamil Nadu. Anybody wants to guess? So today one of the clubs in Tamil Nadu, far away from the city, is celebrating its 1000th milestone meeting. Right? JP, Chennai Chapter Toastmasters Club. It's the second club to do it after CTM, which is Chennai Toastmasters. It's one of the oldest clubs. So 3 months back, the club president called me and invited for their 1000th milestone meeting. And I asked him like, hey, when is the meeting? He said it's on 28th of March. I said like, what's that is our milestone meeting date? It's Medley's 875th milestone. Jaishri, are you sure? Yeah. I am doing it 3 months before, but then you are telling Medley's milestone meeting is fixed on it. We fixed it 6 months back. Then he said like, I'll call you after half an hour. I said sure. Then he called me again. This time the event chair called, Sriram, who's also my friend. She said, Jaishri, we are shifting a week before because Medley has fixed it 875th, a long back. I said okay, but this time you should not give an excuse, but you should make it to this event. So like, yeah, when is it? It's on 21st. What's my club meeting is there? Okay, what is the time? I said it's between 3 to 7 and then we also have a dinner. Or 4 to 7 and then followed by a dinner. So like 2:55 PM we start. We end at 5. How can I make it? Come on Jaishri, don't give me excuses. I said, Sriram, if I start even at 5, it will take at least 6:30 to reach Peringalithur and by the time the meeting would get ended, what I'm going to do there? So like, no. You can start and make it in 1 hour and you can join us for dinner. Then I gave another excuse. He called me day before yesterday and said, what are you planning after 5 p.m.? I said, like the next morning, Sunday morning, we have Medley smashes, which means we have to print certificates, get medals, buy juices, and all these things are there. So we have to do that. Usually, it's too much. What did Toastmasters teach you? So like, what did it teach me? And then he said, delegate. I said, okay, I'll think through. Then I called Moneyway. I said, like, Moneyway, will you be able to print certificates that we have designed? He said, yes. And then I checked with Raj whether he can arrange for snacks. He said, like, Jayashree, we can do it. And then I asked my mom whether she can gift wrap some materials that we have bought for the participants. She said, yes, I can do. Then I said, yeah, it works. That's when I realized, okay, leadership is not just about getting things done on our own, but it's also about delegating and making sure things are done. Which means we are having trust on our people to take care of things. So with that trust, with that hope that we end this meeting by 5 p.m. and I start at 5 and reach there at Peringalattur, like to welcome you all once again, and for the guests and the new members, Toastmasters is essentially old organization started by Ralph C. Medley 100 years ago with the sole aim to improve or to help or provide a platform for the members to improve their communication skills and leadership skills. Right? And every Toastmasters meeting is taken forward by a specific set of role players, and there is one special role player called Toastmaster of the Day, which is equivalent to MC, who takes this meeting forward. And today this role is performed by a senior project associate who works in CLRI. But I get to know that she is a vivid player on court. She's one of the champions. I'm sure she's going to win a medal tomorrow. Let's welcome Toastmaster Krishna Priya as Toastmaster.
A very good morning, Toastmasters and fellow guests. So, I am Krishna Priya, Toastmaster Krishna Priya. I will be playing today's Toastmaster of the Day, or TMOD as we call it. So, what exactly does TMOD do? So, one of my first responsibility is to explain how Toastmaster meeting works. So, in today's meeting, it's divided into two parts. First is the prepared speeches, which the speakers have prepared for a long time and delayed it, or prepared weeks ago, or just completed preparing in the morning and going to give it today. And second is the most important session, which is evaluation, where they get a constructive, where each speech is evaluated and they get a very constructive feedback on how to improve their speech. And my second responsibility is to introduce all the speakers and the GE. And third responsibility is to keep the meeting very engaging. So that means if you feel sleepy today, I will take it personally. So with that, let me introduce today's theme, small steps, big impact. So we all like to make big plans. Like I will finish it by overnight. I will do this within one day. I can do it. But we make plans, like I will wake up early today. I'll have a healthy breakfast, I will do exercise, I will do like reading today, I will finish my work. But it always ends up, we wake up very late and just simply scroll down our phones and go back to sleep. So, we often think success is something that we get from big actions, but it's actually wrong. So, in reality, it is small steps that we take, consistently that creates a real change and gives a big impact. So, as in Toastmasters, we can say one speech, one feedback, and one small improvement, which builds a confidence over a time. So, today, to move forward the meeting, I will invite today's general evaluator. So, he's been part of Medley for the past 6 years, and he's the treasurer. So, please join me in welcoming our general evaluator, T.M. Dinesh.
Thank you, Toastmasters. As general evaluator, it is my responsibility to make sure that the entire meeting goes smoothly, right from the beginning till the end. And after the meeting, I will come back to give my feedback. To help me in my general evaluations, I have two teams with me. The first is the tag team. And today, the timer is Toastmaster Raki Gupta. A brief introduction about her. She just joined recently 4 months ago. She's into accounting and business advisory services. Her native is Bihar and she's been in Chennai, lives in Chennai for the past 10 years. Over to you, Taima.
Thank you, and I'm surprised who has given you my introduction to you. Taking a last moment as a timer role, but thank you. That's right information. Good afternoon, fellow Toastmaster and dear guest.
Good afternoon.
As a timer, I will time the. As a timer, I will time the table topic speaker. Formal speech and evaluation. I will also alert each speaker of the time they have left using the green, yellow, and red cards. For icebreaker speech should be 4 to 6 minutes. For 4 minutes, I will raise green card. For 5 minutes, I'll raise yellow card, and for 6 minutes, I will raise red card. Most other speech should be 5 to 7 minutes. At 5 minutes, I'll raise green card. For 6 minutes, I'll raise yellow card, and at 7 minutes, I'll raise the red card. For individual evaluation should be between 2 to 3 minutes. At 2 minutes, I'll raise green card. At 2 minutes 30 seconds, I'll raise yellow card. At 3 minutes, I'll raise the red card. So there is no table topic session today. So at the end of the moment, I'll hand over my report to. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. The reason I could get her a brief introduction was because the VPPR team actually had the opening flyer for her when she joined. So I briefly just went through it and noted out all the points. So and thank you for accepting for the very last moment to be the timer actually. And our counter today is played by Toastmaster Purna Chandran. Yeah, he's a process design engineer in oil and gas construction. He works at L&T. He likes to eat and dance. For him, calling it a big impact is inaccurate. It imparts a sense in hindsight, but it's nothing but progressive overload. To move forward, you walk. If you don't, then you don't move. The alternative isn't a smaller impact, it is stillness. Small steps are the mechanism. His favorite quote touches upon rather tastefully. Through chances various, through all vicissitudes, we make our way. Over to you, Toastmaster Purna Chandran.
Good afternoon, everybody. It's been a while since I was here. I will be your counter. That means I will be taking a note of all of the fillers that you use in your speech. And at the end of the day, I will give you awareness of the chinks in your literary dispatches. Thank you. At the end of the day, yes, I already said that. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Purna Chandran. And our grammarian today is our CDA Toastmaster Shanmuga Vays. A brief introduction about him. He is a multidisciplinary researcher in CLRI and also an associate professor in ACSIR. For him, small drops make a big flood, like consistent small efforts build remarkable results over time. Over to your grammarian Toastmaster Shanmuga Vays.
Thank you. Thank you, everyone. Jordan Leard. He was an American linguist, lexicographer, novelist, and essayist. He said, grammar is not a set of rules. It is something inherent in the language. And language cannot exist without it. It can be discovered but not invented. Good afternoon, fellow Toastmaster and guests. Second, grammar is a vital part of any language. Grammar is not just about spelling or punctuation. It is an integral part of any language. It allows us to construct a sentence and write coherently. As a grammarian, it is my responsibility to pay close attention to all the speakers, listen carefully their language use. I will also take the note of any misuse of English language as well as any outstanding words or thoughts saying. As a grammarian, I am pleased to introduce the word of the day. The word of the day today is consistent. that it is a adjective. The meaning of this one is steady, regular, uniform, stable or constant. For example, using of this word is, she is consistent in her studies. Consistent effort brings success. Be consistent in your practice. Each speakers are encouraged to use this word of the day, so or display this word of the day consistently in the both audience as well as for the speaker. Before I introduce this word, our DMOD has used. Thank you very much. I will give the word of the day report and grammatical usage report when the general evaluator calls upon all the questions, all the speakers. Thank you very much.
Thank you. With this, your introduction of the tag has come to an end. I'll come back during the evaluation session. For now, I'll give control for Toastmaster of the day.
So, coming back to the theme, so what small step did I take? So, whenever I plan to attend a Toastmaster meeting, somehow, no matter how I push myself, I end up sleeping at 1:30 and I wake up late and come meeting late for the meeting. So, since I took up a very important role today, I know whatever I do, I'm going to end up sleeping. So I decided I'll sleep half an hour before. Instead of sleeping at 1:30, I'll sleep at 1 so that I can wake up early and come to the meeting on time. So with that, we'll move forward to today's prepared speech session. Our first speaker today is Toastmaster Ranjan. Before introducing the speaker, I would like to call his evaluator, Toastmaster Venkatesh, to introduce ourselves.
Good afternoon, Toastmasters and guests. The purpose of the project is to introduce yourself to the club and learn the basic structure of a club speech. Time, please note the time is 4 to 6 minutes. And the title is, does life have any meaning? Ranjit, Toastmaster Ranjit, all the best.
Toastmaster Ranjit says is an IT professional who landed in the software industry by accident, but he stayed there for 25 years. And today he coaches Agile team professionally and coaches people on life, career and leadership by passion. So let's welcome Toastmaster Ranjit. Toastmaster Ranjit Rajagopal, title, Does Life Have Any Meaning? Does life have any meaning? Toastmaster Ranjit.
This was year 2009 and I was in my mid-30s and I was an IT professional, IT project manager. This was in my client's office, morning around 11:30. My friend and colleague Sanjeev and I were cracking something very critical at work, standing in the crossroad where one long hallway meets another long one. As the discussion became intense, I started to lean against the door of the meeting room, right behind. And mid-sentence, I felt pushing the door open, and I fell on the carpeted meeting room floor with a loud thud. When I regained consciousness, I felt water splashed on my face and I could see half a dozen people from different nationality all looking down at me, concerned. They supported me in getting up. Paramedics arrived, but I still refused to go to emergency. My head was still wrapped around that critical discussion about work, my job. Greetings, dear Toastmasters, distinguished Toastmasters and guests. My name is Ranjit Rajagopal. I left Chennai to US mid-2005. I was fairly successful IT professional by then. From outside, I looked very settled, but from inside, I was very unsettled, struggling and surviving one day at a time. I was good at absorbing pressure, dealing with very difficult clients, all without complaining. And that was strength to me. I had my phone, laptop always next to my pillow, responded to messages faster than I ate meals. I was not resting at all. I was consistent on calls, back-to-back calls, never present to my family, never present at my dinner table. I did not know who I was without my title. I was slowly losing touch with my life and with myself. When my family got to know about my collapse, my wife Janaki panicked. My son Ishan was just 18 months and I was already on medication for high blood pressure. My parents lost their sleep. My sister Rajita was preparing a travel from UK. All of them wanted me to wrap up and go back to India. I said no. Work again came first. And I continued that life, rather work, because both were one and the same for me at that time, for another 3 more years, before I decided to wrap up and get back to India, carrying all my possessions. My stress, my pressure, my 14-hour work schedule, nothing really changed in life, except the time zone. And finally, I got to India, and the same life continued for a few more years. And as I approached 40, life threw a curveball at me. My dad was diagnosed with terminally ill cancer. 2-year-long battle. I spent days and nights besides him at Adyar Cancer Institute first and then at Apollo Cancer Hospital. I saw an entirely different world there. Kids, breadwinners, elderly, all fighting for life. And even in the jaws of death, there was so much life there. There were strangers supporting each other. There was sitting next to each other, supporting with the food, sharing the silence. Then I realized that real life started to unfold right in front of me, asking me a very uncomfortable question: does life have any meaning? I slowly became aware that work was the only meaning I was giving to life. Everything came outside. Slowly I started to give attention to myself, shed few kgs, started yoga, picked up badminton, haven't played since my school days. I started running. I started to find joy in small moments in life. I started to move away from the corporate ladder and started to move towards people. I started to walk beside them, helping them find who they are. And last year I became a certified life coach. And this year, as I turned 50, I ran my first 32 kilometers marathon. In my 30s, I absorbed pressure. In my 40s, I woke up to life. And in my 50s, I choose life. You can continue to consistently ignore everything. Everything will look fine until at some point, something will give away. And for me, it was the carpeted meeting room floor at 11:30 in the morning. Today, I help people find their way back to themselves before floor finds them. Life has a meaning. What's your meaning? Thank you.
Thank you for your wonderful speech, Toastmaster Ranjan. So the next speaker is Toastmaster Kanati. Before that, I would like to call upon evaluator Toastmaster Rohit to introduce the objectives.
Very good afternoon. Today, Toastmaster Karanjit is delivering speech number 2 from Pathways Dynamic Leadership, Level 1, Introduction to Vocal Variety and Body Language. Timer, please note, duration is 5 to 7 minutes. all the very best Toastmaster family.
So Toastmaster Karanjit is a freelance marketing consultant and a long-time resident of Adyar. So he enjoys films, family time and dating biography. So let's welcome Toastmaster Karanjit. Toastmaster Karanjit, title Cartoon Memories, A Child's Escape. Cartoon Memories, A Child's Escape, Toastmaster Karanjit.
In cartoons, nothing ever ends. In real life, it does. For me, cartoons were an escape. Good evening, fellow Toastmasters and guests. For most of us, cartoons were more than entertainment. It was truly an escape into another world. The idea that these were characters that lived larger life in our heads, in our minds, in our imagination, that was always the best part of my day. Well, for some of us who had that ability to enjoy those moments. The presence of mind, the concept was always ingrained in me, but I digress into that. Let me explain further. I think growing up in Gainagar Adyar, life was simple, it was consistent. I did my homework, was always in the idea of being able to enter into, sit down and watch TV. For some, I would say, some people at a young age would say, I am so many years old and TV was my life. You know, these days they probably say YouTube is my life. Not sure, quite sure, depending on which generation you are. And I would always enjoy the fact that I would get to watch these characters that were, where the laws of physics didn't matter. Where characters would always come back. They would bounce back from death-defying creations. There was always something consistent in that. You know, characters that we always enjoy, characters like Mickey Mouse, characters like Bugs Bunny, characters like Homer Simpson. These are all characters that we enjoyed watching over and over again. But as I grew up, and I realized, looking back at that time, I wasn't really just enjoying these cartoons. I was hiding in them. Because the fact of the matter is, real life is not fun. Cartoons are. Around that time, I would say my father's business was unstable, and my mother was trying very hard to keep everything together. And my uncle, who was living with us at the time, was withering away. Probably why I still remember the day he died. It was middle of summer, probably around May of 1991. I remember sleeping in my parents' bedroom because all three, my siblings and I, we would all have to sleep in one bedroom because it was very hot at the time, as my father would love to save a buck on anything he could. Stay in one bedroom with one air conditioner. And as I woke up that morning, I did my usual routine, woke up, looked around, went to the veranda, and saw no one was there. I couldn't understand where did everyone disappear to? All I saw was movement, people moving around, and then that's when my brother came, spoke to me, sat me down, told me our Dayaji had passed away. I could not understand what just happened. I was 7.5 years old. I didn't understand death. I thought, how is that possible? Later that day, maybe a couple of hours after that, I went upstairs where he was living. And I saw his body lying there, still. No breath, just silence, infinite silence. He was not coming back. Everything he was, everything he ever did was gone in a moment, like breath on a mirror. It was not like the cartoons I watched, where characters would bounce back to be part of your life. That was the day when reality hit me. It was a thing that changed everything for me that day. Years later, I was watching cartoons again. Yes, I still watch cartoons and I'm 40 plus, but I was doing it with my nephew, who is also 9 years old now, but he still makes me watch it with him. And then he one day he told me, while we were watching, I think he was 4 at the time, he said, Chacha, we're watching Tom and Jerry. Jerry has a nephew, and I'm your nephew, and you're Jerry. And I was very happy about this, but also offended because I always loved Tom over Jerry. Right? Hashtag Tom over Jerry. The reality is, I realized that moment everything kind of came together. We were not, while cartoons are a great way to escape life, it has a way of bringing people together. It's a way of facing, it's not about getting lost in it, it is about experiencing it with another individual. And today I would say my nephew probably remembers all the cartoons I suggest for him to watch every day. Because it's all connections matter, and in that environment, I would say it's something as simple as a cartoon can bring so many generations together and forever change one's life. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Karandeep, for your beautiful memory from your childhood. And next speaker is Toastmaster Anish Verma. And I would like to call as evaluator Toastmaster Arigi to give the objectives of the speech.
Good afternoon, everyone. My topic speaker is Toastmaster Anish Verma is giving speech in the pathway of Islamic communication, level 1. Project is evaluation and feedback speech 1. Title is 2, 1 and guilt. The purpose of this project is to practice applying feedback and serve as a speech evaluator during club meeting. And also, this speech is for the member to present a speech and receive feedback from the evaluator. Wish you all the best.
So Toastmaster Anish has his goal in Toastmaster is to become the youngest DTM in Medley Toastmasters. He loves long drives and reflect deeply on his actions. So let's welcome Toastmaster Anish. So Toastmaster Anish, title 2, 1 and guilt, 2, 1 and guilt, Toastmaster Anish.
See the needle hit 140 on the speedometer. I was overtaking all the vehicles on the highway. That's when I heard tadak and again tadak. I was puzzled. I could feel the steering wobbling and I too was wobbling. That's when I heard a raging voice from the back seat. It was my dad. He screamed at me, "Hey, dumb fellow, you punctured the wheels. Park the car on the sideway." So I immediately turned and parked on the shoulder. I opened the door and I see the wheels punching. But friends, it is normal and common for one wheel to puncture at a time. But it's abnormal and uncommon for two wheels to puncture at the same time. Fellow Toastmasters and guests, that highway was full of potholes and I drove right into one at 140. Now, I was confused if there's potholes on highway or highways on potholes. But moreover, I was supposed to go slow, and I didn't do that. And I was left with 2 punctures, 1 spare wheel, and guilt. 2, 1, and 2. But why was I feeling guilty? You see, that car had 4 people. Me, my dad, my mom, and my aunt. We all were coming home from town in a hurry because my aunt, she works in RPF, Railway Protection Force. She was on her way to the department to collect a uniform. My dad, he is a distinguished Toastmaster. He had a beautiful speech ready that evening to deliver. My mom, she is a housewife, a businesswoman, and more importantly, short-tempered. She was blasting my eardrums. It was hurting. And me, the driver, I remember my dad called me DTM Anish Verma. I was so proud until he told the full form, Distinguished Troublemaker. Chief Correct. All this is my fault. I could have easily avoided the puncture if I had good, if I went slow. But friends, a quick fact about me is if I make a mistake, I make things right. So I went to the boot of the car. I took the spare wheel and other equipments. I fixed the first wheel. Now the bigger problem, the second wheel. The only option to fix it is if I should take the wheel and go to a puncture shop. Now in highways, puncture shops are not that frequent. So the only option was to take it there. So I took the wheel, I carried it in my back, and I walked for 2 whole kilometers, hoping I could find one. I was all dirty, drenched in sweat, and stinky. Despite all that, a kind person offered me to give a ride to the nearest shop. I couldn't help but say yes. On our way to the destination, I told him everything that had happened to me. He had a few chuckles. Overall, he was enjoying the story. And he also gave me advice to go slow. And when I finally saw the puncture shop, he dropped me. And while taking the wheel, he said, "Boy, all this is your fault. Make things right." Fascinated by his words, I took the wheel to the puncture shop, fixed it, and had to go back to the car. All the way there. This time, I was lucky to find a share auto. So I hopped on the vehicle and went back to the car and fixed it. The car was ready to cruise again. But it was too late. My aunt missed to collect her uniform, and the higher authorities scolded her because of me. My mom missed the business meeting that evening because of me. My dad missed his amazing speech to deliver that evening because of me. I couldn't help but feel guilty. When we went home, I sat on the corner and I was crying. I was crying because all these people were affected because of me, my mistake. As my aunt saw me crying, she came to me. She put her hand on my shoulder and said, "I will not forgive you for going fast today." But she did. But I will, because what I saw today was a young boy making a mistake and correcting all by himself. My parents told that they were laughing at me, but they told a person is not defined by the mistakes he made, but the process of correcting it. Friends, I made mistakes and I corrected by myself. You all made mistakes, but don't let the guilt demotivate you from making it right. I see that the timer is not guilty for showing me the card. But let me conclude by saying, we all made mistakes. Don't let the guilt demotivate you. What do you do when you make a mistake? You make things right. Over to you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Anish, for sharing an entertaining speech with us. So speaker is Toastmaster Balaji. Before introducing the speaker, I would like to call us evaluated Toastmaster Bharat to introduce the objectives of this.
From here. Good afternoon, dear Toastmasters and guests. Today, Toastmaster Balaji is giving a speech from the Pathway Presentation Mastery Project, Evaluation and Feedback. There are 3 parts to this project, and Toastmaster Balaji is giving the first part, which is the speech 1. The objective of this speech is for the member to deliver a speech on any topic and receive feedback. The duration of this is 5 to 7 minutes. All the best, Toastmaster Balaji. Over to you.
Toastmaster Balaji works in a digital marketing and is passionate about photography. And his work has been selected for an international exhibition and showcased with the government of Tamil Nadu. And this is a proof that small passion can lead to big recognition. So let's welcome Toastmaster Balaji. Toastmaster Balaji, a title 5,600 kilometer, 5,600 kilometer, Toastmaster Balaji.
How many of you love traveling? Yes, everybody like travel. I also love travel. My travel journey started in my school days. While I do some part-time job and save money, and me and my cousin brothers, we like to go to travel. For many people, vacation is Ooty or Kodaikanal. For me, it's Tirupati. I save 300 rupees. For a train up and down, it came around 150 rupees. And food is free. You can try in Tirupati. And the bus is also free. For hill climbing, we use our legs. So we cover it around 300 rupees. So that was my journey in school to some college days. After I am practicing photography, my travel and seeing the things is different. I avoided typical sightseeing places, crowded sightseeing places in every places. I observing the people, culture and unexplored places in every states and every places. After consistently I am doing photography, my travel experience also changed. How I am seeing the people, places, food and life, everything. And I traveled to Kolkata by road. We covered around 5,600 kilometers by car. Our team member Megan and his wife Nivedita, myself and 2 Rams. One Ram is no Hindi. He is the official communicator for all our trips. We planned Chennai, Andhra Pradesh, Odisha and Kolkata by sea. While first we planned to go to Andhra Pradesh. Ram, our official communicator, he loves spicy food. But everybody knows Andhra food is little spicy. He told to the waiter, little spicy bhaiya. So we are already suffering from the food. While after we are moved to Odisha, we gone to the place Raghurajpur, the artistic village. In the village, every people do some paintings or artwork or something. While there is 100 families there, but grandmother, grandfather are old to young people, they do painting. By birth, they have the skill to paint. We surprisingly meet one woman, Megan. Megan photographed 5 years ago, the woman. Megan showed the photograph of her. The woman surprised how the Ram Kumar, the Hindi communicator, he is explaining to her and she was happy. So we thought as like we buy some artwork from her, so it will make her more give some happiness. So we brought and given some extra money, also some gift to her, and taken some group picture. And by nearby we are searching for one printer shop, so we printed some the same photo and given to her, also the group photo. She was more happy, and also she called her husband, son, etc. So he waited and served some food, coffee, and shared that day. That was a travel experience. We made some unforgettable moment there. Then we moved to the Konark temple. How many of you seen in 50 rupees there is one symbol is there, the chakra. In the Konark temple, the chakra, the same chakra is there. We all people, we loved the architecture and everything. So we spent a lot of time there, and then we moved to the final destination, our Kolkata, the most weighted one. So first day, we arrived early and gone to the famous Aura Bridge. So we are roaming around and tasted so many street foods, fishes, very nice. So unfortunately we catched by police. Me and Nivedita, while seeing the Google map and saying the route to Megan, we wrongly said take right. In right side, the policeman catched our car. So he, while saw our board, the TN is showing completely. So he asking for fine around 6,000 to 7,000 rupees. Our Ram Kumar communicating in Hindi, they know only Bengali. So we are saying like in action like it's like a 3,000, 4,000 something. So finally the policeman agreed 3,000 rupees. So we are blaming each other. No, we cut the stay at night. Then while we are staying in car only that whole day, we saved that 3,000 rupees from that money. Then around some 200 to 300 kilometers, we moved like Purlia, the village, the same the artistic village in Kolkata also. The same the moment there, but different landscape and different area. So we loved there, and totally the one lesson I learned, how the woman, the photograph woman, she served the food and shared the experience. That was the unknown people. They shared the memory. So she remembered how the lessons learned from there and the happiness. So please travel, please experience the life. Life is too short. Travel more, and thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Balaji, for a wonderful speech. Next speaker is Toastmaster Uma Maheshwara. I would like to call his evaluated Toastmaster Narendra to introduce the objective of the speech.
Good evening everyone. Toastmaster Uma Maheshwara is delivering his speech from the Pathway Presentation Mastery, Level 1. The project is evaluation and feedback, same project as the previous two speakers. This project consists of 3 parts.